Hey everybody, it's Trainers1 here today with another replay cast. We're looking at KMS AS Bogue even, playing a Ryuujou. If you're AS, I'm just going to close this replay right now and say you suck. No, just kidding. I know he's not. But we're looking at a Ryuujou game, and it's actually pretty good matchmaking. Ryuujou versus Ryuujou. Shanos on the enemy team and Nagato could have some anti-aircraft. QE with manual AA could be a bit of an issue, but realistically speaking, that's about it. Fighter could be annoying with a defensive AA, but they only have up to 2 defensive AAs, and I think 1, 2, 3, potentially 3 floatplane fighters, so not really a big deal. We're going for a very good launch, and we're even moving forwards at the beginning. Definitely worth it in a Ryuujou, because look at that concealment. It's going to take time for these low-tier planes to actually get themselves moving as well, and let me just quickly select all these things. There we go. Now, normally I'd recommend immediately torpedo bombers mid, you know, with the amount of destroyers especially, that could definitely be a very good thing to get going, and normally you just go like 2, 3, 4, 5, well, in this case you kind of have to go like 2, 3, 4 click and send them somewhere. In this case we're sending them towards the eastern side of the map, towards Charlie. Of course, with no divisions whatsoever, it's kind of difficult to predict exactly where stuff's going to spawn, because you kind of have a few less, you know, division spawn rules, in general at least. Anyways, dive bombers going up. Tier 6, it can often be worth to go for a, send something along, at least one plane to one side of the border. Because you only have one fighter, and if you don't meet enemy strike planes, it could be that it's trying to snipe you, and you know, you don't want to end up with that. Anyways, something usually goes, like with this many destroyers, something's going to go there. And usually the enemy carrier will probably have spawned himself down here in this kind of a situation. So going for Charlie's, oh no, it turns out we're not going to get that. So the option here is either bail or force. If we force, he could potentially get the fighter advantage. And, well, it's not going to happen, because it looks like he's doing some kind of weird void stuff. Putting a second drop right on top of the previous, that's probably not going to do anything at all, I think. Oh, we actually hit him, so actually, the second drop at this point might just pay off, because he was forced to move forwards after taking the first one. So, actually, a very, very well executed drop. Regardless, we get the panic drop on the enemy fighters and annihilate him with only 1 lost. He's got 2 dive bombers. We don't know where his torpedo bombers are right now, but we know he doesn't have AS, so he's not going to be too big of a threat. That dive bombers just having been loitering around is perfectly fine as well, in all fairness. And now that we know where his dive bombers are, we pretty much don't need any border patrols at all. The rest of the team's blobbing out to the side, and there's a Nagato down there. And there we go, we finally spot some torpedo bombers. I'd wait. I wouldn't really do that, because I think it's just mostly a bit of a necessary ammunition expenditures at the moment. We strafe the squadron down, and we actually might get lucky to clip one of this guy. Yeah, we even clipped one of that guy. Now it's just a matter of wipe, behind, wipe that, back to base. And we get a very, very aggressive commit. It should be enough time to kill it, though, unless we overshoot. We do actually overshoot. We get a bit of bad luck on the first one. Time to just kill the second one, screw the first squadron. We still have enough ammo for a full strafe, so I would just kill this off and then head back to base, because, as you can see, we're slowly bleeding ammunition, and then we finally get the plane, but we're not going to get to kill more than 2 on this thing, so, yeah. We do actually get our torpedo bombers airborne, and these dive bombers are pretty much just still loitering about. Without the torpedo bombers, using these dive bombers for anything other than torpedo spotting is a complete waste of time. And there you go, we see, without having used a strafe, we basically end up killing nothing, so I definitely think we should have just strafed the second torpedo bomber away, instead of mucking about with the auto tag, because, you know, panicking one plane is kind of pointless, because, well, you know, you can't really panic it. Regardless, looks like the Bayern's going to come under attack, not a big deal. Bayern AA is pretty good. It's not, you know, not an immaneuverable ship, and it's not going to get that close to us that it's unlikely he's going to properly spot us, especially since we're running away a little bit as well, unless he flies literally to the other side, in which case he will. But, let me have a look. I'm pretty sure he failed drop. Yeah, he completely failed dropped it. So we know the enemy aircraft carrier. I know, you know, having seen that, but you know, we know he isn't really the world's most competent. There's a Nagato over here. If he takes a torpedo, going in for a dive bomber drop on him would be totally worth it. At this point, it does in fact look quite good. So it's just a matter of, if you want to be a really, really, really cheeky piece of shit, don't go in now. Wait for the torpedo to hit, and bam, that's almost certainly going to be a flooding. It's very high probability. Wait a few seconds, come back, send 1 torpedo bomber, and steal the flooding away from the Allied destroyer if you really want to be a dick. Anyways, auto drops, you don't want to drop both at the same place. You want to drop 1 at the front and 1 at the back to get the most amount of fires on them possible. But there you go, 5 hits, 1 fire, because that's why you don't fully dump dive bombers on people like that. But unfortunately, the enemy carrier is focusing on the plane that has suffered the least amount of damage, so we're going to lose basically an extra plane, because if he forces a commit on that, it's going to basically be a full wipe. But it means that our fighter can come in and wipe this out as well, provided there's something left of it. So, no, it's just a matter of trying to run it up as best as we can. Regardless, not gonna bug it because, well, more fish. So in the end, we don't even pick up much in terms of damage on the guy. This Congo over here could be worthwhile just to get rid of. His fighters, there you go, are coming in. So he has seen our stuff, so now it's just a matter of running this straight up, and we actually want to put our fighter in order to fly here, so it's an intercept path. And there we go, we recognize that this guy isn't really too keen on strafing, and now it's, yeah, there you go, very, very well done. They're going to get caught, but it's all about minimizing the amount of time that they spend caught, and now if we tag this enemy fighter, it's going to be a panic tag, and there you go, we actually get an instant kill. Granted, instant kills on, well, they are actually a pretty big deal because of the way fail stacking and AA damage system works. So, you know, it is a pretty big deal. Regardless, going for the Congo is a bit of a waste of time in all fairness, because your dive bombers can do the job just as well. So now, either we kill the Gallant or the T-22, or at least hit them. Torpedo bombers over there, nothing we can do about it. Dive bombers, the fighters are done with their attack, so we could... Normally this is not worthwhile, but it looks like the Gallant has decided he does not want to live in this world anymore, so, okay, thanks, bye. See ya! Boop. So that was horribly played by the enemy Gallant. Now, we could send our fighters in there to try to at least retreat path that. Not actually sure it's going to click on, so it's, there you go, he's clicked, so now just retreat path strafe this. Trying to tag it is just, there you go, very, very good, well done. We know exactly where the guy is, doesn't matter, so... Ooh, he's actually, I think, yeah, that's actually an evasive maneuvers guy, so with that little bit of information, you need to lead a lot less on the fighters because of the fact that he's got evasive maneuvers, which means he's much less likely to actually lose a plane on a strafe, so you basically need more strafe duration in that case. And, you know, because the planes are slower, it means they have less of an ability to actually get out of the strafing pattern. Now, this stuff over here is actually starting to spread out a bit. They're not blobbing as hard anymore, so we could potentially go in and just finish off this Congo if our destroyers aren't able to do that yet, or go dive bomb the T-22. Looks like we're actually sending them towards the enemy stuff. The fighters, honestly, should be playing with the dive bombers, and there you go, enemy fighters, but that's the absolute last one is gone. We still have enough ammo to just get rid of it, so... just finishing a tag on that is more than good enough, and the enemy team seems like they're all nicely dying at this point, so I don't think we're going to get much of a good game out of this, but in the end, we actually did some very good destroyer attacks overall. And that's definitely very good to see. It's actually kind of funny because, well, not funny, it's actually really, it's nice and heartwarming to know, because Shadow's been asking me a lot of questions about aircraft carriers, and, you know, I've taught him quite a lot about it as well. So, with that, it's just a self-plug for my Discord. Join me on Discord, watch me on Twitch.tv, and, you know, all the links will be in the description, ask me questions and whatnot, you know, the usual stuff I should be doing, you know. But, yeah, going for this Ryuujou, very good here. One dive bomber, that's kind of halfway going to miss. There we go, readjusting the drop a little bit. There you go, much better. And 3 hits, 1 fire. That's really all we need if the guy is going to damage control party that. We just need to come back in 30 seconds. And we can send the plane, you know, you kind of just try to pay attention to this as much as possible. A number 2 fighter is, yeah, it's out of ammo. Oops, my enter button's pressed. It's flat out of ammo, so... Anyways, we can send the bomber to attack the Ryuujou right now. Not keeping a spot is actually a pretty cheeky move to reduce the amount of, you know, reduce the amount of allied shells going in. This dive bomber is, there you go, now being sent home, but it doesn't matter. We're parked well over there, and, you know, there's nothing really more for us to do. We could have made a consideration to move down the western flank, actually, not something I picked up earlier in the commentary. But, again, you know, if you as a player haven't been actually looking on that side of the map, you obviously won't have this information. So, you know, what you want to do is, this is my can, you want to, like, have a look every now and then and see what's the health of our guys, what's the health of their guys. Oh, their shit's all running away, so it's fine. Going for the click on the Ryuujou, you want to like, drag this down there and then manual click him, just to make sure you get the most amount of potential damage off the guy. The enemy carrier dies, it's going to be a lot less damage off the Shanros if we're unlucky. Actually, no. We can still drop the Shanros, and we don't have... I don't actually think we have torpedo... Yeah, we don't actually have torpedo acceleration, I think. Or do we? I'm actually not even sure at this point. We actually get a pretty good drop against the Shanros, and, well, that's it for the game. Oh, yay, wargaming. Merp. 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 There you go. Looking at the post-game game results screen, 73k damage definitely on its own does not seem impressive. However, a good chunk of this was against enemy destroyers. Granted, the Gallant didn't actually try to evade, he just decided he wants to commit suicide on us, which definitely wasn't a bad result for us. Normally, I mean, in that kind of a situation, I probably would have force-dropped this side anyways and hoped for the best in all my greedy sense. Other than that, there really isn't... You could have tried to min-max it by going for their battleships on the western side of the map, but with the amount of destroyers and the fact that we attacked their destroyers, that definitely was a good play on us. Very, very, very well done there. The only real attack that could have been improved on was the attack on the Naruto. We definitely waited out the damage control party, but it would be better just to... It's actually a funny... it's kind of a special thing you want to do. You want to... Imagine the ship is this free XP bar, right? You can see with the mouse cursor. Now, you want to come in with a dive bomber, like, just don't have them right on top of each other. Disperse them with a little bit of distance so you can manual drop one, and then basically the moment the drop commit goes orange, it's committed, then you aim that one at the very tip of his bow, and then you aim the second one at the, you manually aim the second one at his stern section, so you go like, come in, alt, click here, and then, well, you pretty much be clicking the exact same position almost if he's moving forwards and towards you. If he's moving away from you, then you aim for his stern section with the first one and aim his bow section with the first one. With the second one, sorry, my bad. So that way you can try to spread as many fires, because in this case, there's a very high probability he used his damage control party for the torpedoes. At least, I didn't really check that, but in general, you want to do this, because IJN dive bombers they're not AP bombers, they don't do much damage, they have like 5,400 HE damage per hit, so you divide that by 2, and 3, and that's your HE damage on a hit, because you're never going to citadel anything at this, the higher up the tiers you go, simply because there are no more, exposed citadel decks. So, HE bombs, they hit the plate, and that's the only plate they can damage, and if that plate is not the citadel plate, you will never do full damage. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. That's the only real, it's the only real criticism of this replay, actually. Other than that, it was, well, I mean, you could argue the case of, instead of chasing and click fighting the single plane and trying to strafe the second torpedo bomber in the mid stages of the game. But that's really all I have for commentary on this one. It was just a pretty well played game overall. Quick look at the team scores, 2k base XP, that's what we get for hitting destroyers, and 28 planes shot down. Not that far from a clear sky overall, and we actually probably would have gotten the clear sky if we had gone for the strafing, because at the end of the day, like I said, well I mean, plane, but I don't, if they don't all like go launching them the very moment they have them available, then, it's not that many planes we need to kill, so if we got like 35 planes, I think we would have had a clear sky. So a few more strafes and a few less clicks would have been good. So what I just suggest you work on at this point is just your general map awareness and your ability to micro. It's the thing that you need, that pretty much everyone needs to constantly practice, your ability to micro everything on the map at the same time. And you definitely have a very good awareness of your own situation. Keeping the torpedo bomber recycling when they were. And I know I forget this. Watch my streams. You'll notice that I forget this kind of stuff. So it's definitely very well done. Detailed report screens. Basically full HP Farragut, full HP Gallant. The first drop on the Farragut was a little bit dodgy, but in the end it actually worked out. I don't know if you thought that was going to be the case, but he actually. Now, after having seen the first torpedo hit, he moved forwards into it, which meant he accelerated, and the second drop was right on top of his face when he left his smokes, like, hi! And, well, read. Otherwise, this damage over here really isn't much. That's just scrounging for damage at the end of the game. That's something we never really got to capitalize on either. I mean, our team was just too good. There you go, 9 fighter kills, 3 aircraft fighters lost. Good on the dive bombers, not so good on the torpedo bombers, and again, focusing TBs over DBs is usually the better case. Losing our planes, who cares? We never were pressured on replacements, so it doesn't really matter. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. Don't forget to join me on the Discord, have a chat with me, ask me questions about World of Warships, advice on your gameplay. Chat to me there. Twitch.tv/strangers123. Follow me there. I do try to stream at least once every week. I cannot guarantee it, but hop on there and watch me time out the Steel Shadow for saying the word Bogue in chat. But yeah, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.